Good afternoon. And every month we get a chance to sit down and talk with our finest, Chattanooga's finest. We have Sergeant Holmes in here. Officer Mayweather is in here. They come in every month. We get a chance to just sit down and really kind of chop things up. Back to school is here, and I know that is something that you guys want to address, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Right.
First, I want to say thank you all for allowing us to come back again and share some of the things that our department, are seeing and things that we want to address also with the community in the city of Chattanooga. But one of the things we did want to speak on basically is about the safety since our kids are now returning back to school and some of the things we dealt with last year and coming up with plans to help correct some of the things that we saw last year or have some type of plan set up. One of the things we do want to address as a department is safety. One of the things that a lot of our kids do have currently, right, going to school and coming home is bags.
Okay.
We are encouraging parents or even guardians or whoever to make sure you check your child's bag periodically, at least once or twice a week, just to know what they're taking to school, what they're coming home with from school, and things of that nature. Because a lot of the things that have been found on kids or possession that kids have came from the home.
Okay.
And we just want parents to be encouraged enough to say, you know what, before you walk out of my house, I'm going to make sure you got what you're supposed to have and don't have what you're supposed to have, that you're not supposed to have. One of the other issues is gun safety. We are aware that a lot of people, every other person carries a gun, have a gun. And we want parents to understand that the placement of where you put your gun, that do you know it, do your kids know it? And things like that. We want to make sure parents are aware that if your child knows where that weapon is, they have access to it. And we want parents to be mindful that if you're not checking that place that you have that weapon at every day or every other day, it's a possibility your child can get a hold of it. And now they got a gun going to school. So we want to make parents aware of that, but the placement and the safety of guns. Also, social media. One of the biggest things that everybody's dealing with, these days and times, even myself with my two daughters. But we want them to understand that if you don't have access to your child's social media, try to get it now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that is passed with kids while they're at school, before they go to school, and after school that is very valuable information, knowing that something can possibly happen, something has happened or going to happen. And we want parents to be encouraged to, when your child's on their phone, just kind of lean over, look at it.
Yeah.
See what they searching, see what they looking at. And we always big on if you see something, say something.
You got to say something.
So that way we can, not just us as a police department, but you as a parent can get a jump on it. And then we can handle that situation. So that's one of the main things. And we got a video that we're going to be preparing to go out on our social media page, our Chattanooga Police Department social media page, that's going to outline some of the things that we just talked about now.
I really appreciate the fact that we can sit down and talk about going back to school and some of the things that can arise when it comes to our kids and, like you said, checking their backpacks, just having conversations with them, because we are involved in so much. Football season is getting ready to start.
Oh, yeah.
And then, they're going to be out and they're going to be, doing things all over the place. So for parents to do their due diligence just to be able to have those conversations on a regular basis,
right,
it can prevent some things from happening.
Yeah, and like I said, we just want to draw attention to it, not just for our standpoint, because we're trained to do that, but we want parents to also have that knowledge to say, okay, I know what I need to be looking out for. I know what my child should have, should not have. And like I said, if by chance your child do run across a situation where they come to you with knowing that another child, please say something. So that way, we don't have some type of, casualty at one of our schools or even the bus stop.
Yeah. Gun safety is one of those things, too. I know that you guys we've sat and we've talked before, and some of the stories you guys have been telling me. There are stories out there that you guys have to deal with on a regular.
So a lot of times for parents, you don't have to make it obvious that you're checking bags, but you know your child. If some type of pattern is broke, that's usually a warning sign to start checking their bags. If they normally come in, get a snack, go to the game, to playing video games or whatever like that, but now you've noticed that time has changed or their behavior in their attitude, when they're with their siblings. Look at the change of the pattern, then be concerned with if something going the wrong direction or not. Notice if they've had other friends, new friends that they normally not around, and then just always be present to be available to have that ear for them if they want to talk about it, and not look at them and assume or judge them, but open the door for them to have conversation and stuff like that.
You know, and I think for the most part, parents do a really good job on keeping up with their kids, especially when the school year is here and it's all new. Everything is new. Teachers are new. Classrooms are new. You know, you get so involved in so many different things that I think for the most part, most of our parents do a good job. But there's those times when you just, you may take it for granted that everything is cool, and then you find out that, man, he's having some problems. He's struggling. Do y'all recommend, too, because I know we had talked about one time, getting with the teachers and talking with them, because I know they have their parent-teacher conference kind of a thing, but to know who their teachers are. Some of the parents may not know who their teachers are.
Yeah, I stress that a lot. When some of the schools that I go to and talk to the kids, and I ask those questions quite often, like how often do you share the information with your parent about the teacher that you have, the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Yeah.
Because I know my wife being a teacher, a lot of times, like you said, the parent-teacher conference night, you might get 3-4 parents.
That's right.
And you got 40, 50-something kids.
Yeah.
So that relationship is, the only time the parent will really understand and know the teacher is by social media. They'll look them up, things like that. But that's highly encouraged, some parents.
Because it can help with so many different things as far as the progression of the kid in school and getting their work done. Sometimes they may not even know that they have assignments that are due that are not being turned in and that kind of thing. I mean, that's a whole other thing, but I'm just saying that, sometimes communication is the key, is what we're trying to stress here. You got to be able to talk to the teachers, to go be at the schools, be around what's going on, go to some of the activities.
Yes.
So you can just see for yourself. I mean, when you go to a football game, or if you go to a basketball game, or whatever it may be, or whatever any kind of activity schools have, and if you're there and they see you, it makes a big difference.
Oh, yes. I mean, I notice when I work the game, sometimes parents come out that haven't been out in a long time, and they see it, and they be like, wow, they know these kids, they walking and talking. Every kid got a phone in their hand.
Yeah.
They're not really engaging. You got a group over here that is engaging with each other, and this group over here just kind of everybody looking at their phone and things like that. So it's kind of a learning pattern. They start learning like, okay, I didn't know my grandson operates like this, and now you're starting to see it.
Let me ask you something too, man. I mean, this may be off the subject, but I just wanted, how much do you guys have to face kids disappearing? I mean, because I know that's a thing now. Sometimes kids are, they may not get on the right bus, or they may, for some reason, I see your reaction to that. Because I've heard a group of people talking about that just the other day, and they were saying that you have to watch your kids. You have to know their routine, know where they're going. There's nothing wrong with knowing, what their day is like and what they have to do each and every day.
It's kind of like what Officer Mayweather just said, like paying attention to what they do day to day.
Yeah.
And if you actually are watching what your child does every day, you start understanding that when they start doing something different, then you start noticing that, especially who they hang around.
Yeah.
Knowing who their friends are, because a lot of times that tell you about who your child is by who they hang around.
Yeah.
And you will understand that pattern, along by itself. But I mean, we deal with kids that get off the bus that don't go straight home.
Yeah.
That parents will call in and say, well, last time I saw him was leaving to go to school.
Yeah.
And you deal with, kids that will, run away at nighttime because they deal with a lot of trauma also.
Yeah.
That has to be addressed.
Yeah.
But it happens quite often. And I know as officers, the normal thing we do when we show up is, what your kid had on last, what your child had on, the clothing, are they on social media? That says a lot because, we're able to look up some of that stuff. Who they hang around.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get parents that tell you, I don't know. And like, does your child go to school? Like, do they hang with anybody at school? Like, because we got to have a starting point.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, it's going to be very difficult for us to know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
when we deal with what parents have to understand, it's not somebody jumping out of a white van, throwing a pillowcase over your kid, throwing them in the back of the van.
Right.
Usually the victim knows the abductor.
Okay.
They are in their circle.
Yeah.
And who best to convince you to come and do something, hang out, or go this place
Somebody you
than
know.
somebody you're close to.
Yeah.
The question is, if you're paying attention enough to where I'm looking for my child, even if they just went somewhere a couple hours longer than they normally do, that's keeping up with patterns. Also, looking to see who your child is with the most and finding out their name.
Yeah.
Don't accept them saying, oh, that's T-Rock, oh, that's Angie Faye. They call her A.B. You don't care about what they call her. You want to know the name. You know, that was the thing when I was coming up. I couldn't go nowhere with you if I couldn't name 5 folks my mother knew in your family.
Right.
You know, if you can't get out to that 5th person, I just look at him and say, I can't go. I'm going to stay here. Because she don't know nobody in that circle.
That's right.
No college, no high school background with her, going to school with her anywhere, worked with her anywhere, Lovemans, anywhere.
Yeah.
Can't go. Got to get somebody that can name 5 people. And that's still strong today.
Yeah.
Because when we're going to a home where the parent don't know where the child is at and we ask these questions, I'm shocked. I'm like, you don't know absolutely anything about any of the people that hanging out with them.
Right.
But I can assure you this sounds a little rough. On most of my crime scene where it was a homicide of a child, the person they hung around the most is the one that's not there.
Yeah. Wow.
We definitely we definitely encourage. There's a gazillion apps out there. I like I said, I've been in games and saw literally kids that's 7, 8 years old with cell phones that you can actually put apps on there that will track that phone. And that helps us out also because a lot of times we do show up and we do ask that question like, do your child have a cell phone? Because we're able to actually ping it in the location of where that phone is. Not to say your child's going to be where the phone is, but it gives us a starting point.
Exactly.
And like I said, when I see a lot of parents that come in the store sometimes when I'm working and I see them, I say, hey, when I see the child, hey, do your child have an app on their phone where you can locate them? In case they get far away from you, you can track that phone, which at least gives us a starting point where your child is. So
Yeah.
I do encourage parents to take advantage of those apps.
Those are great points. Great points that we should know locations and we should understand how we can use these apps to benefit us as parents. Man, I appreciate that, man. That's some good stuff right there. We're into a brand new school year, y'all. So nothing is a stupid question. No conversation is a dumb conversation. We got to talk to one another. We got to teach each other so we can do better by our kids and our community and helping you guys out too. So we sure do appreciate y'all coming up in here. We do.
Hey, no problem at all.
Always. All right, we'll be talking to them again next month. Each month we talk to them, and we sure appreciate them being a part of what we try to do here by keeping our family safe, our community even safer, and we appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right.
All right.